love.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. This is the Black Girl Nerd Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I was about to say Into the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse review. This is the sequel, part 2. Hopefully, you guys been to the movie theaters, enjoyed it. I try to give everybody, at least a week or so to come and enjoy it. So, and I'm going to have some beautiful guests with me today. So it is really cool to kind of bring these ladies in today. It's going to be the Girl Show After Dark. And ladies, unmute yourselves here as you come in. Stream hard got us with the tech here going in. There we go. All right, there they go. See, the tech guys trying to mess with us, y'all. It's all the streaming and all that kind of stuff. I always try to get us. But like I was saying, it's like ladies' night here talking about Across the Spider-Verse. We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna get into all the Spider people. We're gonna get into plot, Miles Morales' self. We're gonna have a good time with this, have a lot of fun. And you guys know I have a set of questions. But you know me, if you've been watching these reviews, I go off on tangents. So we probably gonna get on a little bit of tangents with y'all. We just gonna have a lot of fun with it and just go all over the place. But let me let the ladies introduce themselves. Everybody remembers Natasha, but Natasha, introduce yourself again and tell us about JVS Media, what you guys got going on.
Hi, I'm with Team JVS, Natasha. Hey. We already have our non-spoiler Across the Spider-Verse review. Lucas did that. And Elemental, I think, is maybe coming up soon. And the fellas are at Tribeca Film Festival, so there's probably going to be some videos or reviews up from that. So yeah, we're chucking, we're jabbing, and I think Indiana Jones is coming up soon too. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, and then there's San Diego Comic-Con. So there's a lot of stuff coming.
And also, we got Miss Kira here in the building. I met her. I got to talk to her, you guys. Blur's Eye View. Shout out to Chris and his wonderful platform over there that I got to talk to her. But I just loved her vibe and energy. And I was like, if I get a chance, I really wanted to just go in with her, have a good time. So I was like, let me message her and see if she watched Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. She said I watched it twice. So I was like, oh, we got to bring her in. What's up, Kira?
Yes,
Tell us about Room Full of Blurs.
Hi, y'all. My name is Kira Brown. You can find me on, oh, Lord Jesus, where am I? I am on Instagram at Room Full of Blurs. It's right down there. Oh, Lord. My little soon to be bigger platform is basically just trying to find lesser known content creators, artists. If you sing, I don't know, let's do. And basically try to give them a little bit of a boost on these interwebs and just promote them because nobody's doing it for us but us. So I'd like to be a part of that lovely collective that I found here on this internet. We do exist in positivity instead of all this negativity. And if you want more of that, swing my way.
Hey, look, we always need a little positivity. Anytime somebody promoting that, hey, go for it. The world we living in now, spread a little positivity. That's what we need.
Quite. Oh, Lord. You can find me, Lord. I do a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I be doing the most sometimes, and I need to slow down. So I'll say this. I have my little podcast. It's up on YouTube Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I am also with my collective group of lovely gentlemen at Blur's Eye View on Tuesdays and Thursdays. you can go to my Instagram Linktree page and find all of that information there and the times that we are live. We fun.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time. You guys check them out. But I'm glad to have you ladies here. I want to say again, everybody that's coming in, that's jumping in. This is spoiler. This is spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. So go watch the film, support it. We've been doing great with these black leads, tearing up the box office. So go
Yes.
support the film. Come back. Save us. Like and subscribe. Or come back and watch us later if you need to. But yes, we are going to talk big time about the ending, all that kind of stuff. So if you don't want spoilers, just just back off a little bit right now and come back. All right, so now that being said, okay, we got to start off now. Initial reactions, how we felt. It's been a minute since into the Spider Verse. Now we're going across the Spider Verse, and I just gotta say, for me personally, I love these films because it feels like the comic book is just jumping out at you. Like if your comic book was to come to life, the way it visually looks, it's just stunning. Where I could just look at it all day. Whatever kind of story they want to tell me, I'm just drawing in. My eyes don't know where they're going to stare first, where they're going to stop at. So, Natasha, I'll start with you first. Just tell us like your initial overall feeling going into the theater. How did you feel when it like the ending, all that kind of stuff together?
I was mad because it ended on a cliffhanger. So I was like wanting part two immediately. And that feel it's one of those things where with the last few minutes going, you're like, oh, they're gonna end it, ain't they? Oh, they're gonna end it. They gonna end it like this? What? But I love the animation. Like I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it more than the first one, but I'm kind of like it's kind of neck and neck. I feel like after watching part two, it may surpass it. I just don't know yet because there's so much stuff going on in this film. So I can't wait.
Same, man. Same. Totally. Girls. Girls. I have never. Okay, so first of all, Into the Spider-Verse, I have never been prouder. Never been prouder until Across the Spider-Verse came out. I left that movie electrified almost. Like I absolutely do. I need to see the next the next movie. Absolutely. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. I can't remember if I can or not. I'm so sorry if I did.
It's all right. We after dark. We'll do what we got to do. It comes out.
Cool. I'm going to make a bold statement. I'm going to be 10 toes down on this.
Okay.
This is the best MCU movie that I have seen.
Oh,
period.
Man. Okay.
Period.
Hey,
okay.
All right.
Period. I take that back. It's neck and neck with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is neck and neck with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But for animation style, ain't nobody. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless you agree with me.
She like no comments. It is what it is.
Absolutely. I said what I said.
Yeah, it's in the theater I was in, it got a round of applause. People was like, this is so good. Like everybody, like the kids was having a good time. They was like losing it in the theater. So yeah, it's definitely up there of like that list of movies you have to go see. So I try to hold out for like the big dog at the end of our conversation, but I'm about to bring him up first. I just gotta do it. I gotta do it so we can go in. I just gotta hit him. I know, Kira. I know. But I just gotta do it. I gotta hit him with it first because it was just so much going on with Miles going into the second one. So many different plots and everything. But okay, man. All right, where do we start? Okay, let's go. Let's talk about. Okay, he's in the I guess it was a guidance counselor. I'm not sure, but he was in the office with his parents. He's not actually in there because we know how Miles is. He's supposed to be in there because they're supposed to be talking about his next step. Going to college. But he's in a convenience store fighting the Spot, whatever that is. I was like, what is happening? I was like, I don't know what villain this is. And the thing was like, I don't know about you guys. And so this question will be a combination of what you thought about the intro, his parents kind of getting down on like, where is this boy? They still don't know he is Spider-Man, in this universe. This reveal of the Spot, which I'm like, what? And this villain was so annoying to me. I cannot imagine trying to fight this thing. And there's so many portals opening up. Like smacking yourself with your hand, everything just pops out. I'm like, this is the most annoying villain ever. Natasha, I'll go to you first.
I mean, it was interesting because he has that ability, and you see where it goes, like how far they took his villainy or his ability, and you're like, oh yeah, he a problem. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you thought he was a joke, and he even said it in the movie. Oh, you thought I was a joke. Oh, I'm going to show
Mhm.
you. Like he had something to prove, but at the end of the day, his ability gave him that the way of traveling between worlds, and it's a consequence of what happened in the first movie. We actually get to see a consequence of that.
Yeah.
As much as Miles tried to, like, he saved the day, but there were consequences of that, and you're seeing those consequences with him and his family, what's going to happen in the future unless he can stop it, what's happening with the other Spider-Mans, and they're conflicted. Like everything is coalescing, or so to speak. It's coming to a head. So we got to find out what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Kira? Yeah,
I did
that was that face I made too.
see. Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, baby." Did not care for the spot. I thought he was going to be like a red herring for the movie.
Mm.
I thought they were just going to have him and then have a bigger villain, which sheesh, they had technically two
Yeah,
villains
technically,
extra.
technically, yeah,
I was not checking for the spot at
yeah.
all. Get a rag, wipe it up, keep it moving. I was not looking for that guy at all. um I don't know if it's too early to talk about similarities between the different Spider-Men, but the spot ended up being the guy that Peter Parker lets go that ends up killing Uncle Ben.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what he ended up being for me.
Mhm.
He's like,
okay,
"Oh, okay, I'm not taking you really seriously. I'm gonna
yeah,
let you go. You got your little bit of thing, whatever.
mm,
You're not big enough for me to care about."
right, yeah, absolutely,
So so with the spot, it came back to bite him in the behind.
yeah, yeah.
But it's great storytelling to bring something like that full circle.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you have to like really get that intricate and weave it in, which we know Marvel, like they got their little mad factory back there somewhere where they be working in all these little scoops, and like the fact that most of the cast, like that we'll get into, has been in other Marvel projects. So they keep it all very tight and bring people in and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely as far as keeping like the plots and the storyline going. Sticking with our boy Miles here though, we gotta talk about the parents in this one because this was big because he was so just like, and I guess anybody would, because we get to see a little bit about like how Gwen went through with like her dad, and we'll get into that more later as well. But just the fact of your parents not knowing you're this hero, and like how do you tell them? They think he's just out partying, doing whatever he do. That's why he's not in class, not doing stuff. Because they lost their mind when they found out he got to be in Spanish. They was like, "Why you missing 6 classes?" So it was a struggle with the parents here, right? And then he's late. His dad's about to become captain. He's late to the party. He done messed up the cake. And by the way, the kids in the theater I was at lost it in the party scene. Like they loved seeing the dad like yell and go in, and they were chuckling and having a good time. So, but yeah, the whole thing is just with his parents. It was so funny because I feel like we didn't get this in the first one. It was just about him becoming, Spider-Man and getting comfortable. Now it's
Yeah.
about he's comfortable. How do the people around him feel?
Yeah.
I.e., like the most important people with him right now is his parents. So how do they feel about his responsibility and him wanting to be like this tech genius or this genius, going to school and leaving them, New Jersey is too far for his mama. So things like that. So yeah,
Like,
Kira, you
Ma,
want to
stop.
talk?
Like, it's the path. It's the path train, Ma. It's the path train. It's literally another 275. It's not that big a deal. maybe,
Close enough.
maybe,
Close enough.
maybe New Jersey Transit, but it's not that big a deal. It's like an hour and a half train ride. You could. With the parents, I, I was surprised that they went that deep into the culture
Yeah.
between minority parents in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not nobody in the mainstream media talks about what it's like growing up in a Puerto Rican household or Black household unless it's film at 11. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird in that aspect. I'm glad they genuinely got it because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely felt like Nope, that's exactly how your parents are supposed to respond when one of your little friends calls you by your first name. No, you're
Yeah.
not leaving this house at XYZ. I better not catch you. All of that. I
Yep.
got all of that energy from them too. I
Hmm.
did not necessarily get that from Gwen's father. I did not get that from her father in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, I was very comfortable with the way that Gwen was talking to her father in these types of movies or settings. Do with
Hmm.
that what you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I feel what you're putting down.
But I love the familial cultural juxtaposition in this movie.
Yeah.
They very surprised that they
Hmm.
actually were genuine with it.
Yeah, it's certain things you're gonna get away with your parents, and certain things that ain't flying. Like it's just bottom line. Like you need this window into our culture. You could do it through animation. You get a little sneak peek of what it is, that you not get to usually exposed to. Natasha, you want to add anything about the parents?
I mean, I agree with what Kira was saying, but I also appreciated the emotional moments because at the end of the day, they all love each other, and you want to support them. Like the parents want to support you, but they can't figure out what exactly they're supporting, and
Right.
so it's kind of like just talk to me, but it's kind of like I want to talk to you, but it's kind of like I don't know how you're going to react. It was just a lot of those little things that you definitely relate to growing up as a teenager. Is kind of like if
Yep.
whether you had a close relationship with your parents or not, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, what do I, especially when it's a superhero, like we had little things to worry about. This is like superhero level. And both of their parents, Gwen and Miles, they're both in law enforcement. So there's the law as well that's kind of interfering with what they can tell their parents because of that conflict of interest. And so it was just really, that's what makes both movies like really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they delved
Yeah.
into that a lot more in this movie, and it's much appreciated. It made it more have more stakes, especially with the
Mhm.
motivation of Miles later on in the film. Like it's like he already lost his uncle. It's kind of like I can't lose someone else here. Like some guy give. Like you gave me, I already lost my uncle. Okay, like can you give me a break here?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
breathe for can I breathe for a
Exactly.
minute?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But again, there's consequences to actions,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, we're seeing that, and I'm going to keep saying that almost every
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean that's the main thing to this plot here, and also too, like on the last thing on the parents tip here. I like when they had the actual reveal. Now he was in another universe, of course, but when he revealed to his mom who he was, and she was like, "Oh, you talk about when you just dress up in a costume and go out. I know you say you just talk
What
about
is it?
that. That's what we
Going
doing."
going to your comics con.
Yeah, comic side. I died. I was like, oh my god. Because wouldn't that be typical of like our households, right? Because our parents like, what? I got other things to do. I don't got time for you to be playing around talking about you doing whatever. I don't know what you talking about.
What you
So
doing
it was
cutting up
just,
your
it was so
pajamas?
funny. Yeah, it was so funny, so funny. But too, to get back to a little bit like Natasha, what you're talking about, which I know this is kind of probably going to take us into all kind of avenues diving into this. But one of the main plots here, when you think about being like Spider Man or anybody that wants to dress up into the Spider Verse, one of the Spider people, they have such the worst luck when it comes to people are surrounding them. Like the life story, like when it comes to like,
Mhm.
Uncle Ben got killed, it's like they always losing somebody in their past, like somebody integral to their family. So, one of the plots we're dealing with here, like Natasha said, consequences. One of the main things we got here is, if he lets, they're talking about like, I guess specifically the captains, the police captains. There's certain people they feel, you have to lose in order to keep the balance. It's like, do you risk one life or, for everybody else's sake? Like if you change the future, could you save one life a certain way? And, Miles is not having it, especially if it comes to his dad. You're talking about being a captain. He's like, as all of us would. I'm like, I'm not sacrificing my dad for you.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
that was the main plot we got here. The rest of the, the spider people are like, sir, this is what you got to do. You got to give up, blah blah blah, down my family line. Because this, no, it's like they just bleed into the doom and gloom of it all. Is how I
Mm.
feel. I was like, nah, like if you can save somebody, and keep it pushing, then you got to save somebody. I just felt like they were just like, it just sucks when I put on this spider suit and everybody is gonna die. That's close to me, and you can't do anything to save them. So
That's
I don't
just the
know.
way
I
it
don't know. Like
is.
Natasha, I guess I'll start with you this time. What did you think about like just the main plot of us here of like you have to stick to the canon that could be the misery of being a spider people?
It's like a part of me, like the majority part of me sides with Miles. It's like, okay, let's change it up. But again, we're seeing a consequence of not following the timeline. Like
Yeah.
worlds are collapsing. We find out from Morales, not Morales, is it Morales?
Miguel.
Yeah,
Miguel,
yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
Miguel. It was another M, so I was like, freaking heck.
It's a lot of names. It's a
Yeah.
I
lot
know
of names.
Oscar Isaac voices Miguel, okay? So I can
Yes.
remember Oscar Isaac's name for this fine self. Anywho, so we saw from his background, like his world is gone.
Yeah.
He tried to be like Miles, and the result is a lost world, a lost universe. And so it's kind of like trying to protect like you said, one life versus many. It's a hard choice.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make it. I'm like, if I save someone, then at least we spend as much time together as possible until the world collapses. Like,
yeah. It's interesting. You're right. It's tough. Like,
It's
I don't know how you
hard.
would have made it. I just know it just depends. Because I just know I would be like, I would probably be pissed. I'd be like, so you telling me somebody from my family, like you got this all mapped out how you want my life to go. And this
right.
person gotta go. And this what you telling me, all y'all spider people down here in the Spider-Verse just doing y'all own thing, like, oh, this person gotta go, so my future is good over here. I would have a problem. I don't know. Kira, what you was thinking?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I am very much the Hobie of this situation. Burn that bitch down. I ain't got to be like none of y'all at all. Y'all, you messed up your universe.
Yeah.
I didn't mess up mine. I'm trying to do mine the way that I want to do mine. Everything's been cool till y'all showed up.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business. That's all you needed to do. Because honestly, Miguel, he's the one. He started this.
Yeah.
Everybody else's universe is, well, maybe I won't blame it solely on Miguel. We do have Doctor Strange and his
Yeah.
Miguel pulled a thread. He was like, well, if ain't nobody looking at me, I'm gonna just hop over to this universe where the other dude that's me is dead. He did this to himself. Miles was living his best life. He wasn't trying to invade anybody else's dimensions. Nothing. Gwen is the problem. Gwen decided to pull his behind in for whatever reason. But nah, B, I'm a fight for mine. You ain't gonna tell me how to run mine if I don't know 100% that what you're telling me is the way it's ultimately going to end up. Because obviously he doesn't know. It's a theory. It's something that happened to he being Miguel. It's a theory for him. It's not concrete because we see Gwen's dad had a different way of no longer being captain. So there are so many different ways that things can turn out. It doesn't have to go the way that it happened for Miguel.
Yeah.
Necessarily. So Miguel's on some BS.
Yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, like when Miguel was talking about how Miles wasn't supposed to be a Spider-Man. I'm sorry, we're probably jumping ahead, but anywho.
No, I was gonna like I'll do this because I was just gonna show everybody so they can see Oscar Isaac is Miguel.
He's still fine.
He's so nice. He's so nice, and he's nice. He's so nice.
Shout out, he was in Moon Knight. I know that show got a lot of mixed reviews, but I think Oscar Isaac had the swag for it.
What did you say? I think I missed what you just said.
He had the flag?
Oh. The swag for it.
Swag. Yeah, no. Yeah. No,
they like Kira's like, what flag, girl? I didn't see the flag.
A flag. I didn't see it in the show. I watched it several times.
Well, I heard swag, but I didn't hear the show. Like I was confused.
Moon Knight.
Oh, Moon Knight. Yeah. Yeah, he was excellent in that. Like I was like, wow, dang. Okay, I think okay.
Range.
But yeah, so like with him talking about Miles being an anomaly because he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you can't really blame him for that because he wasn't the one that opened the portals in the first place. It was what's his face from the first movie. So why are you on him when he was minding his own business and he's
He was
making the
trying to.
best of what
Yeah.
he had, like this situation? Because he could have been like, no, I'm not even going to bother being Spider-Man. I don't want it. Like, I have these powers, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Like that universe could have collapsed because of, oh, why am I drawing a blank on his face name right now?
Kingpin.
Kingpin, thank you. I'm like, I know what the character looks like in the cartoon. I'm like, but why am I not drawing a blank on his name? Anywho, but Kingpin, it all
Yeah.
started with Kingpin in the first movie. So
Mhm.
you can't blame Miles completely for this. And he's, again, like everyone's saying, he's doing the best that he can and he's going to do his own thing. I'm like, when he said, I'm like, you know what, Miles? I'm going to rock with you.
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly. Yep. Go ahead, Kira.
Baby. Um. Oh, I lost my point. Please pass.
You said pass. Well, here I'm a bend it for you a little bit just so you can get a catch up on what you want to say about Miguel O'Hara. But I don't know. I was kind of mad at him. It kind of really made me mad because I was thinking because he was a jerk from the start. And when you really went in on Miles, I was thinking, okay, just break down. Well, I guess I won't. I maybe Drake's a little too harsh. I guess he was trying to be a good leader. He's trying to put the universe back together because obviously he's made his mistakes. So he's trying to go around, put it back together. He has a team he's come together with. But the fight scene between the two of them, on that, like, I guess it was some kind of train or something where he was getting ready to go out and go to another universe, and he was just like going hard. He was like, you got bit by a spider in another universe. You're not even supposed to be Spider-Man. This other person is supposed to be. I was like, sir, calm down. I was like, it is not this serious. And technically, and I think Carrie has mentioned this a couple times, technically you did the same thing. Like you tried it, it didn't work. But technically you were like, I can go back and be myself in this other universe and try to have my family and put it back together, but it didn't work for you. So now you're taking it out on Miles, like everything, like this has got to be the book standard for everybody. So yeah, Mr. Miguel, I had some issues with him in here. I was like, I don't know about this, sir. And like the way he flipped gangster real quick towards the end, like the last couple scenes we got with
Mhm.
him, that's gonna be scary. I feel like that's gonna be scary going into the next movie.
I don't know. I think there's going to be another problem. I think there's going to be a bigger problem than Miguel
Okay.
realizes.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but to circle back,
Yeah.
who's to say that the the spider biting Miles? See, I almost did it. The spider biting Miles is still a canon event. It was
Yeah.
supposed to happen. You can't just because it came from another universe doesn't mean that it was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
The cards fell where they fell. Miguel is giving me conquistador vibes, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
He is telling other people the way things are supposed to be. This is not how you act. This is not the rules. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who? Nobody. You are not the one to dictate what's supposed to happen to everybody across every universe.
Hmm.
Nobody can tell this boy what he's supposed to be or where he's supposed to go or do. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
not like
Love.
it.
I didn't feel Miguel. I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Facts. Correct.
Now let me go to another. Let's go to another one of the spider people here that people may or may not have been feeling in this, and we know Miles had a little crush. We gotta go to Spider Gwen here. Haley Steinfeld, she's in Hawkeye. If you guys are keeping up with how they keep reusing the Marvel peeps,
Mm.
if you were curious, but yeah, that was another interesting. Like we've already touched on the fact that okay, she had to deal with the fact that her dad, was trying to find the guy that killed Peter, and so he was like, okay, Spider Woman had to do it, had to be her. Like I gotta find her, I'm gonna take her out, not knowing it's his daughter. Like she pulling off this costume every 5 minutes, not knowing it's her. And when it came to the fact for her to reveal it, he was like, I'm gonna read you your rights. You going to prison. And I was like, what? I was like, what is going on? So that one kind of got me. That one kind of threw me for a loop. And thankfully she got saved, by some of the other crew coming in. We're gonna get to like Jessica and all that kind of stuff too, where she got kind of saved at that moment. But that was such a heart-wrenching moment. I was like, you're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and arrest your daughter? I was like,
You
what?
trash, dude. You trash, man. You trash. Like, mm-mm. That
It,
girl would have is right. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Natasha.
no. You were talking, so go ahead.
Is that girl is ride or die for you. Like you clearly, not even, there's no doubt that this child loves you and is
Yeah,
trying to, be the best daughter that she can be and still be her own self. But you gonna throw her to the wolves like that? Come on, my guy. That's trash parenting, man. That's terrible. That's terrible. Not the thin blue line. Come on, my guy. For your blood, you throw your whole child away for the badge? It don't speak to me.
yeah,
It was one of those things where it's like, well, where exactly was the evidence that you saw her over the body, but that doesn't mean that she did anything to the person. She was trying to help. That happens sometimes when you're seen at the at the crime scene. Like you may be trying to help and not necessarily being the perpetrator.
mhm,
And not only that, but you saw her in action just a few minutes ago trying to save multiple people from a villain that you ain't know came from Boo. And these other spider people that are also doing the same thing, and you're still trying to arrest her. That didn't make sense to me. It
yeah,
wasn't computing. It was one of those things where like, you're doing too much. But then of course they had, their makeup later on, and so it was like, okay, fine. But that initial moment, I was like, no, like y'all, I was like, he trash.
Like, and my other question, and I'm just thinking of it now. All them witnesses,
mhm,
nobody could tell you that
mhm,
Peter was the
yep,
lizard. Nobody.
yep,
You was doing your detective. Boy, no. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your whole job. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
videotape.
Yeah, and I'm just so glad that because initially Miles's father was going to be the same way because he happened to see a Spider-Man over his brother's body. So it would have been the same thing, I think, if it wasn't, computing in his head like what this kid is trying to do here. He ain't trying to do, he's trying to
yep,
save what the universe from collapsing from a collider. Yeah. So I think at least his dad had more sense. Like it seemed like he kind of like he didn't really agree with his methods, but he didn't automatically want to arrest him for the murder of, the uncle. Because I think what helps the uncle or the fact that the uncle was died is the fact that he got shot. Spider-Man ain't
yeah,
never used no gun.
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, you can't blame that on a Spider-Man. That's
yeah.
never been the method of defeating someone.
Not
So
not once.
not once. So
I'm just gonna shout out Carlisle Evans over here giving us a laugh over here and a tear. Yeah, that's how we felt. It was a mixture of laugh and tear when you talk about this. I was like, what is going on with this dad? I was like, sir, come on. I don't know. I don't know what his vibe was, but I'm like, I guess he does a full art where he gets it together towards the end. But yeah, I can't get with you like your daughter giving you confessing and she's actually helping people. You have no evidence, and you like, oh, that's cool. I'm just gonna lock her up. It's good. It's
It's
good. We're
weird.
all good.
It's
So yeah,
weird.
that dude. Yeah, and the second one, you got some explaining to do, sir. If you come back in the second one. All right, let's move on. Let's bring the mood up a little bit because we get a little angry. Okay, we're gonna have to bring this mood up a little bit right here. Let's go to Issa Rae.
yes,
Yes, I love
Hey.
this.
Ah.
Yes,
yes.
Lord. Jessica Drew, guys, in the building.
Speaking of
This
vote,
is Jessica Drew, Spider Woman. Go ahead, Kira. What you got?
now I was gonna say, speaking of vote, rooting for everybody black.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Jesus, I
Facts.
loved it. I will say this, y'all. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if it was just me. It could have been just me. When I saw her pop on the screen, though, I was kind of like, now why is the Black Spider Woman pregnant? I didn't know that it was a comic. I didn't know it was in the comic. Like I didn't know it was part of it. So I like just like this, like you just automatically be trying to
Why we
like
always
you
gotta
feel
be
so
carrying a baby?
right. I'm like, I felt so bad. I felt so bad because it was like an automatic. I was like, oh God, just let it go. I was like, what is he doing? Let it go, let it go. But yeah, I had to go back and do my research. So I had to clean it up. I had to go back and do my research. But yeah, Issa Rae killed it in this role. It was so fun to watch her. And by the way, she's the one that saved Gwen when her dad was about to go like clank clank, lock her up. So she was the one that was like, look, let me work on Miguel here. Come with us. We can't just leave her like this. So she had, she started out having Gwen's back. So she brought her like, as part of the crew, brought her in as part of the crew. And, she was gangster on a motorcycle. I was like, girl, get it. As a mama on the motorcycle handling it.
Loved it.
Pregnant. Like that.
Yes.
It's one of those things where like, okay, you doing your thing and you're pregnant.
Like fully like not even like not a little, like maybe it's a little pooch. Nah, full on. That's a whole ass baby.
Yep. This one kind of shows a little bit. Yeah, she had a full on, like she was. I was like, girl, get it. I was like, that's a lot.
I love the whole look. I loved her hair. I loved like her outfit. I loved again the fact that she was on a motorcycle. She had one of the best intros. I was like, yes, okay, yeah, like rooting for everybody black. Hell yeah.
Oh God. She had that, it was like a splash page.
Yeah.
When she showed up, I was like, damn, she got a full spread. If this was a comic book, she'd be out on the whole thing. Oh my God. It was great. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a good time. And I kind of wonder, like, the way her storyline kind of ended in this one. I'm curious if it's like flipping a switch. Because, she rolled up to his parents' house, and we know Miles is not in the same. He done moved to another universe. Boy, I went to the wrong universe. Lord have mercy. But he's not where he's supposed to be. So she rolled up to the house, because she knew the dad was going to be there, following him there. And she had this look in her eye where she was like, okay, all right, I'm picking up something here. Maybe I can help, is what I was picking up. I don't know. She could be going to the other direction because we don't quite know. But I was kind of trying to read from her eyes in that scene. I'm not sure. She could be still on Miguel's side, but I was thinking she was thinking maybe I can switch it up here a little bit, or she might end up helping Gwen and Miles, which I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope.
Well, I feel like she was always kind of in conflict because even with Gwen, it's kind of like she took her under her wing, and it's kind of like, I'm trying to help you out, but you got to give me something. Like, you can't keep messing things up here because you're under my tutelage, so you making me look bad. I feel like
got you this job.
So it was kind of like, well, dang. But I think it's one of those things where like you kind of connect with this is your people's. So it was also that too. And I'm like, and I think I've been wondering throughout the movie too, like, who is the baby daddy? Like, I'm really curious.
Thank you. I wasn't the only one. I was like, what? Oh, Kara looked like she knows. She's like,
I don't know. I have suspicions. I need to start reading that comic like immediately, to be honest with you. I need to find whatever she's in and start reading it.
Me too. Because I want to know. I was curious. I was like, what? Yeah. Let me know the more of the story.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up if y'all.
Okay, all right. Let's keep it going. While she looks at that, I'm curious. I want to know because I was like, I forgot to dig into that.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious because if you're thinking what I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, is Miguel the daddy? Like,
no.
I did at first, but that went out real quick. But I figured out what he was doing and left.
It was
real
like
quick.
an initial thought, and I was like, well, who had her universe? Did she have a Peter Parker in her universe, kind of like Gwen? But in this case, he lives, and so they're together. So like, is Peter like her MJ kind of a thing? Like,
ooh,
it is unknown.
It is unknown.
It's a blank.
Oh, dang. They gonna do us like that, man. All right, okay.
Just research for no.
It doesn't say who the baby daddy is. Don't do it.
Kira got something. What you got, Kira? Tell us what the
You gotta put it in the chat.
Okay.
Put it in the chat. If you can't tell us, put it in the chat. We'll look at it later.
Okay. All right. It just might be an affiliation, baby. If this crossover happens the way that I'm hoping it, baby. Yeah. Marvel, y'all did it again. If this happens the way that Wait, hold on.
Oh, she put it in the chat. Okay, all right. So we'll
Right
say
now.
that for later. We'll save it for later. She put it in the chat, so you guys do your own Google search and find out about it. All right, let me keep
Go
it.
searching.
Yeah, let me keep it because Kiera got the tea. She gonna let us know. We'll have to get y'all up on that later. We got to do another episode on Jessica Drew tea. We're gonna have to have another episode later.
I need somebody go look at that private chat real quick. I just need to see eyeballs. If y'all have 30 seconds, two seconds.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's possible
I
for
won't
me
touch. Yeah, I
yet.
won't touch that one.
Baby,
You won't touch that one. Y'all just go do the Google search. We won't. Y'all just go do the Google search.
if they
I
do
don't.
what I hope they are about to do, because
Well,
he's not dead.
because I'm not as familiar with the comics, I feel like I'm still kind of clueless, but that's
We'll get
okay.
you. We'll get you. We'll get you, Natasha. We're gonna get you. We'll get you.
We
We'll
gonna
catch you up.
gather you all the way
We're
together,
gonna get
baby.
you.
It's
We're gonna get
okay.
you. Let me
Ooh.
go. Let me keep it moving.
Oh, never
Let me
mind.
keep
No,
representing for
I
the.
had a thought.
Did you find it, Natasha? You still working on it?
No, I saw it
Okay.
in the chat, but I'm not sure. Again, a thought popped into my brain, so I don't know if if I'm right where my brain is going. But I'm like, where's the age difference? Like, I don't know, but okay.
You're not wrong. I mean,
Now
okay.
somebody talk. Okay, let me go to the chat right here. Strong ball man.
Strong arm ball.
I don't know. Y'all having too much fun for me right now. Okay, all right. Y'all having too much fun. All right,
Hey, it is after dark, so
it is after dark. It is after dark. All right, let's keep doing the Black Power here. Let's keep going with the Black Power as you representing. This was my favorite look of Spider Punk.
Ooh.
But let me show you the guy here, Dan Kaluuya. There he is.
Ooh.
Another version of it here. I love him in this role. What you guys think of Spider Punk? Oh, Kiera, what you
I
laughing
love
at?
Cyberpunk. He was like, okay. He just came in like, hey, what's up? And then like when Miles was like, hey, you been hanging out with him too? Like, what? You been getting around, ma'am? I don't think that nigga for a minute. I'm like, they're friends, but I'm like, you seem to have a type, Gwen. I don't know, but
I mean, I'm not gonna knock her for trying because I mean,
Hey, yep.
she seems to be falling up, if anything else.
It's a falling up for me. It's a falling up.
Ooh, yeah, no, me, Hobie, yeah, I could be, ooh, Lord, ooh, oh God, Malcolm X's wife, Jesus, Lord in heaven, I'm gonna go to hell. If he's Malcolm, I will gladly be his wife. I can't remember Malcolm X's wife's name. I'm going to hell.
It was a reference. It was a reference. I think you'd be saved by the reference. It was a reference for me. I appreciate that. I appreciate you bringing in the Black history. I appreciate it.
But baby, yeah, no, me and Hobie, yeah, burn it down, baby. Let's go.
But I do like,
anarchy.
as y'all mentioned, he tried to help his boo out at the end, though. You know, with the little watch he sent to the dance. I like that. He tried to help her out at the end. I was like, okay, all right, I see you. I see you sending a little light, little lifeline. I see you.
well, I think because he knew that things were gonna come to a head, and he wants to be on the winning side, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or he knows that Miles has the right of it. So, and he knows that Gwen will support him in her own way. So why not help out? So I wasn't surprised. I just like that whole dynamic, like who like starting to side with Gwen, because you kind of figure who would kind of side with her. Especially with the old crew, and then some of like the people that we kind of met very briefly at the headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Miguel, like who's kind of siding with him, and then of course you have that one person, Jessica, who's kind of like,
I don't know where
she
to go.
Switch. She can totally switch. So I just love that. So yeah, Cyberpunk, I'm with it. I love the hair again. I love the hair in the show. Miles' hair, Jessica's hair.
Yes, like how
the
accurate,
detail.
like yes, the detail. Yeah, like this. I just love this. When it came on, I was like,
the lot.
Yeah. I just loved it. Yeah, it's so great. It was so good how they did this.
is giving Lenny Kravitz. Like I was like,
Yeah,
oh
it
yeah,
is. It is. It's
yeah,
definitely giving
baby,
Lenny
original
Kravitz.
Lenny. Hmm. Oh
God,
boy.
Lenny with the
Um.
dreads. Ooh, child.
Yeah.
Now I hope this next one don't get us in trouble because we talk. Well, no, we know the baby mama. We know the baby mama on this one. So I'll talk about Peter,
Oh.
played by Jake Johnson. I don't have him here, and apparently it's take your kids to work day
Like,
because Mayday
what?
was in the little couch here. She had a little Spider-Man mask. She was ready. She was ready. She was ready to save the day. So there she is. I was like, all right, Peter. He was rocking the pink robe. I was like, get it, sir. I was like, okay. But
Right.
his whole thing throughout this whole movie, I don't know what you ladies think about all of it. But his main thing with this movie was he a good like teacher, coach, however you want to put it, for Miles in the first one? Did he give him enough to prepare him? Because that's what everybody kept throwing in his face. They was like, oh, you ain't teach him how to do that. You ain't teach him how to do this. So, like that's why he heard the whole movie apart from trying to be a daddy. So, what did you guys think? I mean, do you bring your kids crime fighting? I don't know.
Well,
No.
clearly she has the same ability as him, so I think it's one of those things where if they had that connection, that Spidey sense connection,
Yeah.
then I guess that instinct is to maybe just take his daughter, even though he's not supposed to, or because of the dangers. But she was just too adorable, and I am worried for her because this is a little bit different than what happened at headquarters. This is like she could die. Like this,
Yep.
it could not. Especially since Spot is the way that he is. I'm a little concerned. Like it was fine for her to be at the headquarters, even though that was bad
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
But at least it was a little contained. it,
Until
versus,
they got him
Right.
to the super
Yeah.
bullet train in the sky.
I mean, but it was like one of those things where it was just different. This
Yeah,
is
it was.
trying to stop a villain from destroying something. Like it was different.
Mhm.
I get it. It wasn't great either, but it's still not as bad as what they're getting into now. So I'm concerned, but she's adorable. And just her expressions, her little mannerisms, just everything about her was just too adorable. It was like I wanted to pinch her cheeks and I wanted to hold her too.
And braid her hair.
Aww.
Just a little bit. Do some of that
Aw.
child's hair. Like, what are you doing, mom,
Yeah,
dad?
like a
What's
little
going on?
pigtail.
Well,
Aw.
she had red hair, so she's like her
It's
mama.
just like it's all like it's askew.
Kid was like,
Like,
girl,
brush
get your
that
hair done.
hair.
Do your hair.
Like,
Get
what?
it,
Don't
pull
be
it back
like your
out your face.
daddy. What is her name? Mary Jane. Take this child from this man. What are you doing? I know you got to work, but what are you
She was like,
doing?
did you take our daughter out again? I was like, girl, you ain't upset
Girl,
enough for me.
you
They
don't know
could
where
have
your
got
daughter and your son
together.
Ma'am, is this an open relationship? Like, what is going on? You just come home on the weekends?
She
Ma'am,
like,
no,
hey, how you
collect
doing?
yourself.
How you doing? How the baby doing?
I'm just checking in on you. Peter B. Peter B. Peter B.
Yeah.
Peter B did his job and he thought he was done. So he left the cake half baked a little bit. When it comes to Miguel, I mean, in theory, he was done. Like once that gate closed, he was done. All you
Yeah.
can do is lay a foundation. The kid seems level-headed enough. Like he said in the movie, if I had my daughter because of you, because if I could teach her the way I taught you and you came out to be this great human being,
Mm-hmm.
you good, boo. So
Yeah.
I think I think he did a good job. I think he's lucky that he had the student that he had, more so than him being a good or bad teacher. He had the right student.
Yeah. 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 He was trying it. I like him rocking them the slippers, the pink slippers. He was mad comfortable for me. He was like that coach that's just like, I'm retired. I did what I had to do. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. It was great. I was like, I just love how chill he is about everything. Like, just it is what it is. Like he done been through his struggles, so he's like, I'm just hanging on.
My bad, I didn't
So,
even answer the question. So
oh,
yeah,
okay.
he was one of those decent coaches. He was like that reluctant coach, but then got it together later.
Yeah. Yep.
And so like, yeah, like you said, I completely agree. Like he did his thing. It's like his work was done. It's kind of like the teacher becomes the student kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So well, and it made it so bad with the conversation, him trying to trap Miles. It was like, dang, Jake, dang, dang, Peter B, dang. But he got himself together too, because it's like, yeah, I can learn from Miles. This is more than, this is bigger than what, Miguel is trying to stop here. Like, this is, let's try and save Miles's world. Like,
yeah. So we'll see. He a little bit, to me, he was kind of teetering a little bit because he like, now that he done hung up his hat, he retired. He like, I ain't got time to be chasing this boy. But I don't know if he's having to get back in the fight because Miles picking up some steam here. He's kind of struggling towards the end, so he might have to get back in the fight. So we'll see. I gotta mention one more before we keep going here though. We got Spider-Man India in the building. I was like, what? Check out this diversity. I think it's like you got to correct me. I think it's Pavitra. Pavitra is how they were saying it. I think.
I think it's supposed to sound like. I think it's supposed to sound like Peter, so it's Pavitra.
Oh, Pavitra. Got it. Okay, yeah. Pavitra. See, this is why we need Kira. Thank you, Kira. Pavitra. I like it. I bought it. Pavitra. Because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying some crazy stuff. And I think it's Karan Sony was the guy that played him. That's him in the picture right here. I think that's the guy who played him. So sorry, sir, if I'm butchering your name, but you did a fabulous job. I love having Spider-Man India into this world. He was like mad cool and unbothered. I loved it.
His little story when he introduced himself was just too cute. Like, it's like the daughter that I'm supposed to not be dating, but I'm dating.
Yeah. I like how he picked up the book, like, we're not together, but
the book was upside down. I'm like, oh baby, he knows. He been new.
Yeah. So yeah, his introduction too was super cool. It's kind of like what happened in the first movie. All of these Spider-Mans that you kind of get introduced to, that kind of like you want to root for as long as with Miles. It's kind of like, okay, these are really cool Spider-Man that I want to kind of like get to know a little bit better. So all of these Spider-Mans and the cat, I'm just and that's so with the cat, I was like, I cracked up as soon as he came on screen. I was like, yes, that would be being tagged.
Oh my god.
Everything.
Lord.
Ooh, ciao.
Yeah, they had too many. It was just like the amount of spider people. It's just insane that they had in this cast. Like, I guess we'll kind of wrap this little section up, but if you guys want to shout out any more that you thought was just happening, but they had all kind of stuff happen. Like, it was the horse. It was like one that I think came from a video game where he was marking out all his moves. I'm like, sir, we can see what you're doing. We don't need you to tell us what you're doing on the corner. So like, what is happening? It was just like spider people all over the place. I think I like Spider Bite. Shout out to the black women in tech. She was dope. So, but yeah, it was a lot going on. Kira, what you think? It was a lot of spider people. I was disappointed.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Nah, man, Spider Bite. I like Spider Bite. I like her Afro puffs, her little pom poms on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I like me some of her, and I like the fact that she might like Miles just a little bit. It seemed like she could maybe I don't know, like him or something. I don't know.
I also know that Gwen kind of like him too. So
she could sit down though.
I love Gwen, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like,
she ain't. He ain't for her. How you set my guy up for the fall and think we're gonna be cool after all that? You can say sorry, that's fine, but yeah, bye.
But yeah, thanks for maybe trying to fix what you kind of set up, but okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for messing up my whole shit. And then trying to fix it and get back in my good graces. Girl, bye. You're trying to help me not fall from a skyscraper when you put me in this whole situation. No. Snip. No, I'm good. Let me die.
Not cut the front away and snip.
Beep,
Overall cost, what's happening? No.
For real, he did go back. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He did go
yeah,
back.
he did. He did.
He knew he got a vibe from somebody somewhere. He knew something
See,
was
look, I
okay
got
to
this
talk
picture. This
to.
is actually Kira right here, though. She like trying to figure out what she gonna do to
Mhm.
blend in this picture. I was gonna put this in here because I was gonna talk about their romance, but I feel like we passed. I feel like I don't want Kira to set nothing on fire, so I feel like we passed that.
Whoops.
Yep. Like, oh, girl, you got a little too
Oh,
close to
shoot.
the ledge. My bad. You had your spine.
You got a bug. Wait,
My bad.
you got a bug on your back.
I mean, it was cute when he was trying to make a move, but she was kind of reluctant. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's like they do like each other, but it's kind of
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
circumstances in which they find themselves in. It's just not working right now.
Yeah.
And it's just been compounding throughout the movie, unfortunately. So there's that. But then I'm like, yeah, can you explore a little bit?
Anybody else? Just one, and literally anybody else.
Yes.
Could you
We got a lot
literally
of people in this
try
universe.
one
Pick
time?
somebody.
Ooh, and you have multiple universes to pick from.
Exactly.
Just one time, pick somebody.
Yep.
Just one. Maybe y'all in game, but for now, can we just?
Not with the point.
I mean, because I think he's too. I ain't trying to go to prison. I think he's too young. So I'm gonna say I think.
Oh yeah,
he's
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm more like big sister at this point. I'm like, can you like if I was a teenager, yes, absolutely, I would say
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Them
because
girls
people weird on
popping?
the internet. So you know, you gotta tell them. You gotta tell them because they weird. I'm just like, no. I mean, like, we ain't nobody trying to go to prison. We know how old Miles is. Okay? Ain't nobody
Nah,
trying to go to prison.
nah.
Age appropriate interest.
Yes.
Yeah, it's appropriate interest. Yeah. But yeah, I just like I said, I like Gwen as a character. Like she has her own thing going, but
Yeah.
Not with Miles. I'll say it for you. Not with Miles.
Yeah.
She could be cool. I like her. I don't want her to die.
Yeah.
exactly. Like I like her as a character. I like the arc that they have her in. It's very parallel to Miles in a way, and I'm glad that they actually we sat with her for a minute because it actually helped set the story up as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
I mean that part was fine. I was completely fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, yeah, Miles needs to explore a little bit. Like he's a nice catch. So like let him date a little bit. Let him feel
Don't
like
calm
it
down.
be
Don't calm down now.
reciprocated and not just a crush. How about that?
Yeah.
Just for a little while.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand. Maybe it's because they're
go ahead.
literally from. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I was just gonna say like I like interracial couples, but I feel like sometimes one person is featured more than others when others exist. So
Oh, I saw a meme on this today, girl. I saw a whole meme. Oh, you want an interracial couple? Oh, so you mean a black guy and a white girl? No, we could try something different. Oh, you mean a white guy and a black girl?
I saw that video, and that's where it's been circulating. It was like a Hollywood thing where it's like, oh well, like we're gonna do an interracial couple, like, and this is where we're gonna go with it. And like, no, you're gonna do this with this one, right?
Yeah.
No, we. Yeah, others exist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to rework the diversity math. Okay, something that's not mathing. Yeah, I think we can mix this up a little bit. Just
for a little while.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Shit, even if they were Canadian and American, I would like that would be a little bit different. But it's not.
Like, little, let's toe it to the other side. A little bit. Do something a little different.
Go a little south, maybe instead of north.
Try
even Brazilian or something like that. Could you get somebody else?
Listen, y'all need to get this together. But let me tell you something else that we better, because I forgot to bring this up, that they need to get together right quick. Miles, y'all. He was the prowler in the universe he stuck in. Woo, that was deep. That was deep. I was like, and this is where they cut for us. And I was like, oh my God. Like he was strapped to the punching bag. And I was like, how is my boy getting out of this? Like his suit was ripped at a point. I was like, no. I was like, no, Miles, get it together, sir. It was looking bad. It was looking bad. The uncle was there, and I was like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's gonna happen to Miles.
I think this was the whole consequence thing of the 42 spider in that in his universe, because
Yeah.
I think what happened was because that spider didn't bite Peter, there was no Spider-Man, I think, in that universe. And
Yeah.
so there you have it. But I
I'm
mean,
just scared
either
though. I'm
way,
scared.
but I mean,
Ooh.
but even so, I feel like because the uncle has been the Prowler, at least in two universes so far, it's kind of
Yeah.
like he was passing the torch anyway. So it probably would have been, eventually the
That's
uncle may
fair.
have been
Yeah.
like, hey, maybe you should do this or something. Like he probably would have taken him under his wing in that sense, and he
Mm-hmm.
probably could have become the Prowler if he hadn't gotten already bitten by the spider.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they had that relationship down. They had their own personal little hidey hole down in the sewer.
mhm,
I mean,
yeah,
he was on that path to. He was teetering on the edge of either being that A student and doing things, developing science or something like that, or taking his talents and applying it towards his uncle. He was literally grooming him in that I don't even, what is a subway
yeah.
Yeah. I
station
think it
or
was like, yeah,
sewer
yeah, yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in that universe, the father had already died. So that sense of morality or that compass
Yeah.
Mhm.
was gone. So hey,
Mm. It's gonna be dangerous. I don't know. Miles he scares me because it's like he got it sometimes, and the other times because he's so new, he's always doubting himself. So you always get nervous when he gets at this crossroads like this. You like, okay, maybe he's learned enough. Maybe he's taken, his parents' lessons. Maybe he got it. Maybe he got this. Maybe something's gonna happen because he's always thinking, he's got the electrical powers. He's got the invisibility. He's always working on something. He like maybe the genius will get him out of this situation. So I don't know, but it was just really scary to see him just tied up like that. They're like, and scene and cut.
This is bothering me, and I
Yeah.
realized it yesterday because I watched one small scene. I do not. I don't expect this to be answered. I don't understand why his spider sense didn't go off when the prowler came to hit him. It never went off.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
and
Okay.
I don't know if it's because it's family.
Mm.
Well, no,
Um,
it did with the prowler. When the prowler in the other one, it definitely went off.
but he didn't know that was his uncle.
Hmm.
At least at the time,
But
but maybe I'm remembering wrong. But I feel like at the time, I think in general sense his spidey senses will go, but he was already emotionally all over the place. So maybe it was just thrown off because of his emotional state at the time, and he was trying to acclimate to a different universe. He's just realizing that he's in a different universe. I feel like it was a combination of things. I don't know, but you are right that maybe a discrepancy on their part. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. And plus, he was glitching, so maybe part of that glitch was that brief second of like, I missed it.
It just doesn't work in that because he's in that universe. Maybe it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
But
But
his
I'm
power
with you though.
still worked
It
because
didn't
he
go off
was
at all.
his
Yeah,
power
it didn't.
still worked, but he was starting to use his electricity at the very tail end there.
Yeah.
That's true.
So again, maybe it was
I'm,
just something that he needed to catch up on.
I'm trying to think, what the hell is he going to do with the electricity in that chain? Like, is he going to make the only thing I can think of is he makes the punching bag explode somehow?
and flip the chain. I don't know. Yeah,
I
something with
don't
it. Yeah.
know.
That
I
and
just
turn
say that.
invisible from that, and then kind of like try and run away. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
going to get out of it.
invincibility can help him at some point. I was like, go invisible and go.
Well, I mean, you have to like at least escape from that particular position to disappear. Like it's
Yeah,
kind of like you can't
true.
do it
Yeah,
while you're literally in the thing because
yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't help.
yeah, yeah. But I was curious. I don't know if he's going to explode. Like, if it's enough electricity, I don't know what the science is behind that. Like, if it could be enough
Mm-hmm.
electricity to kind of get the chain, where he can hit the chain hard enough, I guess, to loosen it up or get it off of him somehow, so he can get off. I don't know. That'll be interesting.
All right, our science nerds in the audience, can y'all?
Yes, give us some tips, science nerds. We need some tips in the comments. Let us know, what is the science behind this electricity and metal and chains? How can Miles get out of this? Let us know what you guys think. How's he gonna get out of this? Because that was a terrifying ending. Because that brings me to another point of what you ladies thought. This was the first time, like in a minute, because the movies are like tearing up the box office, like they just hitting. And it's the first time in a minute there was like there was no mid credit scene, there was no post credit scene. They were like, stay in this moment. We're gonna leave you in this moment. Soak it up. What you're gonna take for this. Go on your own little mind adventure. So what did you guys think of that? Like just in its totality, how they finished everything. Like this is it. Miles will return. You don't know how, but he's gonna return sometime.
I remember I knew that this was going to be, there were going to be another part to this. So I wasn't surprised. I was just like, oh, y'all are dirty. Y'all are dirty. And I'm sitting in the theater and I'm sitting next to these two white dudes. And they're both like, and somebody behind me, they're like, ain't no way. Wait a minute. That's all I heard. All around me was, they ain't about to end it right there. They're not ending it here. That's all I heard. I'm like, well, yes, it is, sir. I'm very sorry. I'm very glad that you're enjoying this Black boy story, though. It does bring a joy to my heart. Thank you.
Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it? Yes. Yeah, it
does. Yeah, so like, because I guess I was trying to go in as blind as possible, so I didn't realize there was a two-parter. So like I said, I was like, oh, they're gonna end it there. Oh, okay. But I was fine with no mid-credit. It doesn't make sense to put like some kind of mid-credit or after-credit scene after that, because you want us to rush and anticipate the second part. It kind of negates it if you're, even if it was like the scene, I think the scene with Gwen and everyone like surrounding her and trying to go into the portal or whatever. I mean, that was fine enough. We didn't need anything more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know something. You know something's coming. You know they're getting the band back together, for lack of a better phrase, in order to go and save Miles. I can't.
Not only that, but also save this universe. So like it both. So like they're going to get him first, then get him over to his own universe so we can save Daddy. Save Daddy Miles.
Yeah.
Daddy Morales.
And catch Spot.
And catch Spot.
Yeah.
And work out Miguel. They got a lot of work. This movie is a lot.
I just don't know how you can. I can't think of it at any point here. How you can defeat someone that can literally cross worlds and can create multiple dimensions, especially since he's powered up. I feel like if he was still like where he was at the beginning of the movie, then maybe.
Yeah, when he couldn't even get an ATM machine, now it's like, bro, might get whole universes and stuff. He's gonna be sucking up whole worlds and stuff now. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. So I just don't know, and also trying to prevent the world potentially collapsing, because we saw at least the Indian Spider-Man's world starting to fold on itself, very similar to what Miguel was afraid of, because Miles saved the sheriff and the kid and the daughter. I think he was supposed to save the daughter, but not the sheriff. I think the sheriff was literally supposed to die as a candidate. That was, I guess, Indian Spider-Man's conflict or canon
event.
Yeah. So it's like they want to kill all these sheriffs. Like what?
Yeah, they got something. I mean,
like we may not want to be sheriff. Like I don't want to be sheriff anyway. But I'm just saying that I would be very reluctant in a universe with superheroes and be trying to become a sheriff in part of that person's town. Like just leave me alone.
Like, can you just pass me over for this one? Like let somebody else take it and I'll jump over them. I don't need to be in that particular position.
Let me do shout out to Tony. Said Miles is probably the coolest Spider-Man with his invisibility and bioelectric ability. Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Easy.
Yeah. He's pretty. He's got this. Yeah, we just trying to come up with ways because we want him to get to this next one, and we know it's gonna be crazy because he got about 700-1100 things he got to solve. So hopefully it works out. One more thing that I want to bring up too, to kind of before we completely wrap everything. A lot of people, I was seeing a lot of comments about this. A lot of people were saying sometimes the music seemed like it was overpowering the dialogue, like being able to hear some of the stuff. What did you guys think? Because I think sometimes I had my head bob going too much where I didn't pay attention to it.
Go ahead, Natasha. I'm sorry.
No, I don't really remember that. It may be because, like you said, I was in the moment and
Yeah.
it wasn't really clicking for me. Um, like I wasn't just enjoying the music, and I feel like maybe the dialogue wasn't as important, but maybe I just wasn't. I probably should have been more observant, but I think when you're trying to absorb yourself with the animation, I feel like we barely touched on the animation in the
Oh,
sequel,
yeah.
because it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was mostly the music when there was like a lot of action happening
Hmm.
and they were dialoguing. I think maybe that's probably it.
It
Doesn't
could
really
be. Yeah.
mention when the music was overpowering the
Yeah,
dialogue.
it's just been I just been seeing comments about people saying they can't hear it. Oh look, Kira, give us a little music. Okay, Kira. I see that, Kira. She did it at the right time too, because I think that's
Whoops.
what it was. I think that's what it was though. But it was like, but see, I was dancing to it though, so I don't know if that
Yeah.
really bothered me. But some people were like, they wanted to hear the stuff. I don't know. What you think, Kira?
So I saw it twice, and I
Okay,
saw it in
yeah,
two different. I saw it in two different theaters.
okay.
The first I saw it in AMC first,
Hmm.
completely fine. There's like maybe one or two instances where I was like, it's a little garbled, like, but not so much where it took me out of the moment and I didn't know what was going on. I
Okay.
went to go see it the second time. I was like, oh no, this is a problem. It's a problem.
Oh, okay.
It was there were moments where I was like, it sounded like you were kind of doing like one of these kind of things, even though
Oh,
they were very much projecting, but it the levels were off. So you could hear all of the backgrounds, you could hear the background stuff, and it wasn't overpowering. It sounded too low. Not even that it was muffled,
okay.
it was just the levels were off, or whatever the mixing was.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so like, was it during this like action scenes too, or was it specifically during softer moments?
It wasn't completely quiet. It wasn't the like Mumbatten is falling down around them. It was a little bit more action packed, but not one of the louder scenes.
Okay,
Maybe some of the high paced scenes, but not. It wasn't that loud. It was very clear that the levels were lower for
Oh, okay.
the voice
okay,
acting compared to whatever the background had going on.
okay. Because I saw it at a screening, and I just don't recall it taking me out of a moment so much that it was noticeable for me. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Did you see it at AMC?
no, it was a Regal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I mine was AMC. I was going to say I thought it was gonna be a thing because mine was AMC.
The good one I had was at AMC. The bad one
Yeah,
was
mine was
at the
fine. Yeah, mine
Regal.
was at yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on who's running the projector that night.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it
Mm.
could be, yeah. Well, y'all turn that up, boost it up so we get it, so we can hear. So we can hear all the lines. All right, you know what? This has been so much fun talking to you ladies. I want to kind of end it out on this because another comment I saw. First of all, let me put our boy up here, Shamik Moore, who's been playing
Mm,
Miles Morales, voicing him on here.
good
I'm
job.
putting this up because I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram, but there was a conversation about him playing live, they're doing a live action. Everything's about live action and stuff now. And they were like, nah, bro, you too old. You can't do live action. And he was like, I didn't know y'all was haters. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, basically, he was like calling them haters for calling him out. Because if you hear his interviews and stuff, he's hyped about Marvel. So he would jump at any opportunity to keep us going, off that screen. But I don't know. I don't know. Like I love him. I think he's doing a great job on Miles Morales. I don't know. I mean, I'll pop the picture back up. What you guys think?
I
I
would
feel
bet.
bad. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle on this one.
I want somebody that represents the Black and Latino community doing Miles Morales, because that's the representation that we need. It's boo, you gonna find something else. This ain't it though. Not for live action. You gonna get another job. Don't worry. I know you love voicing him. This ain't it. This needs to be accurate. This needs to be actor specific accurate. It is
Yeah.
not going to go over well if you put just God, I hate my life. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna because I'm rooting for everybody black. Is just baby, this ain't not this
I
one.
mean, you share some sentiments. That's what I was seeing that a lot online. I think that's why he said it because a lot of people were having that same. Because you're not alone. I saw a lot of people saying that online.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I don't think he should not be in the movie like at all. Like if he could just play someone that,
He can play Prowler.
yeah, like he could be the uncle.
Oh,
Like,
there you go.
but I feel like Donald Glover may try and get that. I don't know, but
And I love that for him. I'm not gonna lie.
and it's funny because they had like the little Easter eggs with the different, like not only the different Spider-Mans, but like he wasn't even in it. Like I was like, that's hilarious. Just like, and they even like referenced some of the other Spider-Man movies. So I was just like, this is great. Like this was so much better than like Doctor Strange. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like I just don't get it. Like.
So disappointed.
Why is animation doing so much better with the multiverse than some of these other movies?
Because they don't have 18 cooks in the gut. They don't have 18 chefs in the kitchen.
Or they're letting, or the execs are letting them actually do what they need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It's very easy. It's very simple.
It's very simple. Like,
good Lord, I don't know.
They make me sad. Me and MCU ain't talking like right now, but we used to see one another. They almost got blocked. After Love and Thunder, they almost got blocked. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shoot! She almost put on the block, y'all. We got to pick it up.
We need to go to this couples therapy and work this out because this ain't the way I'm living the rest of my life at all.
I feel like that's a lot of people these days when it comes to Marvel movies. I'm at the point where I'll see the Marvels because of Monica. That's probably the main reason.
Yeah, definitely Monica.
Black. Otherwise, I feel like I would just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. Like, I mean, as much as I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, like the first movie, I didn't bother seeing the second movie in the movie theater. I saw it on Disney Plus, and I'm pretty much going to wait till the third volume to come out on Disney Plus. Like, I just
no. Look, what did I just say? You heard my whole speech. Speech.
Yes, I know.
Baby, no, please. I'm baby, please. I'm begging. Go see that one in the theater. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell Love and Thunder, trash. The other Thor movie, trash. The second one was probably mid. It was fine. Miss Captain Marvel, trash. This is not the one to sleep. Like, go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is an exquisite movie. If you don't remember my earlier statement about it being tied between Guardians of the Galaxy and Across the Spider-Verse, I'm going to reiterate that. It is a very good movie.
I things about it. How about that?
For me.
Yeah, I just been reluctant. I feel like I also got disappointed with Quantum Mania, and so I was just like, dang, I just don't.
That is an accurate assessment, which is why I'm going to reiterate. We are on the same. We're on the same page. We are on the same page. I'm not going to lead you down the primrose path. It is one of the ones to go see in the movie. This is it. Not to turn this into a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That is James Gunn's swan song for the Marvel Universe, and it is we don't know what we're losing. Girl.
Or the competition is about to pick up with DC. The competition is about to pick up.
Baby. I can't wait.
And I'm telling y'all right now, I hated that sentence just came out of my mouth because I have been a Marvel head for as long as I can remember. I'm a super Marvel fan, and I hated it because I was just thinking, I was like, oh my God, James Gunn, just like despite his things that he got in his past, this dude can put together some talent and put them in it. Like, it's scary. I was like, this is about to be a competition. Like people have been trying to put the two together, but this is really about to give a run for his money. And
I
he got
can't
some
wait.
things. Now, I'm not excusing him as a person. Like, he got some things. I'm saying, I know, because I know people go put in the comments. He got some things. I know, but I'm just saying.
It's
I'm
fine.
just saying. In general, if we keep it about the art, this is about to get real. If we keep it
He's
about
no
the
bet.
art,
He's not worse than Ezra. Anyway, I don't want to hear it.
we
I
call
don't
we
hear
call
it.
what you putting out. So you say you coming back for the Flash review?
I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm gonna go see it, but I'm not paying for it. I got my pass right here in my pocketbook right now. I'm not paying for it, but yes, I'm gonna go see it.
The Flash actually isn't bad. Like it's
Okay,
it's
cool.
decent.
We got an endorsement. Okay.
Okay.
I just
didn't
hate
think it was
that.
gonna be bad.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with Ezra Miller's. Oh yeah, we're turning it into a whole different conversation.
See,
Well,
look, see, yes, I was like, let me stop.
yeah,
Look,
let me
I
stop
told
because I
y'all
feel like
we
that
was
should be saved for the Flash actual discussion.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, look, I'm about to have y'all back because that just gave us a little teaser where y'all gonna have to come back because I told y'all we were going off on tangents, and so I'm gonna keep it going with these ladies. But Natasha, Kira, I appreciate you guys. It's all good. Look, we can go off on tangents. It's all good. Everybody, let me do my little housekeeping plugs here. Make sure you go and subscribe. Twitter, Instagram, like and subscribe on YouTube so you guys can see when we pop up like this. I'm trying to keep it going. I ain't trying to get broke, but I'm trying to keep it going with all the reviews because the box office is lighting it up. I love talking to these amazing ladies. So I'm trying to keep the comments going, especially if we talk about black leads. Like keep it going, keep the money coming in. So I'm trying to keep the discussion going. If you guys keep doing it with your comments and letting us know what you think and going to check it out. And hopefully you don't wait for some of the projects to go to Disney Plus, but we understand where Natasha coming from. It's hard out here. It's a lot of money. So it is what it is. But yeah, try to go out and support if you can. If you can get the hook up, do what you gotta do. But yeah, I appreciate you ladies. You guys are the best. I appreciate it.
Thanks
You
for
are a
having me.
treasure, Ryan.
Great discussion. Nice to
All
meet you,
right,
Kara.
I
Same to
know
you,
you guys
Miss
introduce it
Natasha.
to everybody. So yeah, you guys keep it keep it subscribed. They might come back now. Make sure you subscribe so you can see them pop up again. All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.